Looks like... Looks like we are live. Looks like...
Live. Well, all right.
Looks like
Welcome
we
back,
are live.
everybody.
Looks like...
Live to our next episode of Frome County.
Looks like
All right,
we are
let's
live.
see. Where did we leave off? We left off with you guys making it to Rant and Pass. Oh, I guess before we do too far into the story, is there any point expenditures, etc., that individuals wish to take?
I wish to bump up animal handling and bovine.
Go on,
yeah,
kid.
I was gonna do that.
Yep, I did the same.
Granted all around.
And I clearly did not.
Think. I don't have his weather thing.
Weather thing. What is
Yeah.
that? That's one
That
of
was
the
that
dungeon
shark.
fantasies.
Yeah.
16.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so point expenditures. Looks like most people are just bumping animal handling up a bit. Let's see. Chavez is going to be NPC status.
What? He's not missing?
He's out scout. He's scouting ahead. Far ahead. Leaving like little markers for Willie, who's also scouting ahead.
They're scouting ahead. That's what we call it these days.
Yep. That's what
Mhm.
imply a relationship there.
That's how we do it in our Friday game. We imply things. Just to make it hard for people to miss.
All right. Just some meta stuff for, I guess, gaming wise. I should right now. It's looking more available for next weekend, the 23rd. But I guess it'll kind of play out to how far we get today. All right. So,
Put the pin down,
Right.
Mark.
you guys, I'm sorry.
Click, 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 click.
It's only because I've known Mark forever that I knew exactly what that was.
Yeah, there is that, I guess. All right, so back to Rant and Pass. You guys have been able to bring the herd in. There was a decent field area with food or some decent watering ability for the herd while they counted the toll. I don't know if you guys have the map up. So the circle area denotes where you're the herd is kind of held right now before you kind of move on towards Denver. Out that way. And the last couple days, you guys have pushed the herd along the on the edge of the mountains and hills to keep from running into the weather or that was predicted. However, while you didn't have to deal with the majority of the weather, it still presented problems, and some of the herd was lost, scattered, or otherwise.
So the circle
the drive
is
to
where
his
we're
farm.
at right now.
Yeah, basically. Just gonna give you a overhead visual of where. If you have the full trail map up, you are still about 11 days till you reach Denver. And if you have the note, I have a note for you guys with all the pertinence. I thought I did.
You thinking of the party sheet?
No, I was the cattle drive stats. It's under quests. Sorry, I'll put it in. It's in the chat window, so you can see that. Should be shared. So the expected duration was 26 days. You have another 11 days to go, which puts you at about your 29 days. So you're 3 days behind. Some losses from both the herds. If you look, you can kind of see I updated the ledgers a little bit. To kind of give you what the potential versus what's starting to happen and costs as you go along. All right, so back to the fun at hand. I would like a
Did you see that I shared that note,
Yep,
Mark?
yes you did. I got it. Thank you so much. I will.
I'll try to remember to spin up a table for that.
No problem. I could probably knock one out. No problem.
So I sort of may have spun up a table for the spaceships thing from that Pyramid magazine Daniel pointed me to. 18.
Oh yeah, dire. All right.
You don't get to roll that.
Here comes the tornadoes, guys. And they got sharks in them.
Sharknado, man.
Well, do you guys want to be the masters of your own demise? I don't mind.
Too late now.
I really don't.
I say let them fall where they landed.
All right. I need. Is there any like D6s to go along with that, or?
Let's see. Doesn't look that way.
Okay. I know he was saying that under bad it was like roll of a 6 was rain and wind or something like that. But anywho, all right. So.
Okay. Hold on.
Yep. If
Yeah.
Sarah will give me a weather sense roll, this will reduce.
Yes. Okay. I'll update that.
No problem. I'll be able to predict its Oh yeah, you saw this coming.
Uh-huh. Gonna be
So
like that
Sweet.
today, is it?
Interestingly
You guys-
enough, it says anyone in the party may use luck to make the GM re-roll the day's weather.
I'll allow it.
Does it go
Then
2 steps on a crit?
someone with serendipity can expend a use to get perfect weather for a day.
Let's see. I don't know how weather sense on a crit would reduce the weather.
Well, as we sorted out last week, it doesn't change the actual weather, it just changes the effects on us
Yeah.
due to preparation.
So, Sarah, you're pretty certain after the rain you had during the hike in that the weather looks like it's going to continue to turn for the worst. You're suspecting thunderstorms and and probably some significant issues with the herd.
All right. So she'll pull together all the uh, cattle hands and say, "Look, the weather's going to get real bad. We need to make sure that the cows are taken care of."
Oh, quick.
Taken care of. Does
side
that
note.
mean we need to shoot them all?
Can I get a
Put your
enemy
pen
roll
down.
from Sarah?
A what roll?
Enemy. An enemy activation roll, potentially.
My enemy's already with us. Why do I have
Well,
to
but she
make a
hasn't been
roll?
bothering you.
Hey
She's
now.
there.
I'm
Ba-da-boom.
innocent, I tells ya.
Okay, it's 9 or less. I don't have a thing ready for it.
Oh, no worries. All right, so she's staying. On
Well,
the
it's
down
about
low.
to get all rainy and crap. She doesn't want to mess up her hair.
True. They're kind of just does the Sarah's acting all the queen again and kind of just goes away, but leaves you pretty much alone. All right.
She's got a
Go ahead,
terrible
I'm sorry.
headache.
Sorry, did we leave off at the toll?
Yes.
The toll gate?
Yes. So you had the herd wrangled up in a kind of a small little valley with that had water and good grazing area.
I wonder if we shouldn't just ride it out here.
That is a possibility. You will lose a day for sure, but you can
Well.
reduce the risk of the herd going left, right, and center on you.
Well,
Trying to
we're
push
not
it
gonna make a lot of progress anyway, I think.
All right. So, what is the decision of the group? Try and press through the storm.
Why
or
is
wait
it a
out?
group decision? It should be a Sarah and Henry decision.
That is a Sarah. That's what I mean.
We are starting to run out of time, so we might have to push through.
Well, there's no time limit. The key is the longer you're out in the wilds, the more things can happen. I mean, there's no limit
Exactly. I
on when.
lost several hundred cattle. Don't want to lose more.
Yeah, well, if we move out in the middle of this weather, it might make more things happen.
That's kind of what I was going to say is, if we stay put, we can try to, we won't have the factor of we're moving. The cattle are in a good spot. We have other people here if there's an emergency.
Rotation
Will
in that
he
storm
charge
looks
us
ugly.
more if we stay here longer?
If you that's a good question.
Should send Miss
Give me-
Everwood over to influence him.
Works for me. Go.
You can give me a merchant roll or some kind of negotiation with them.
I negotiate.
Yeah. All right, they're fine with you guys staying. It's you've already paid your fees and they don't seem to be too worried that somebody's going to come up on your heels, and they don't seem to want to like get too involved with the weather themselves.
Is there what? So
Excellent,
what's
excellent.
the surroundings? Is there like a shanty town here or something?
They're further north. There is a town. This is kind of like the edge of an individual's, private lands. So once you come out of this pass, that that topmost arrow, the terrain tends to open up a little bit more. You kind of rise up to the surrounding terrain level, and it starts to just be a lot easier. Towns wise, there is Trinidad about a day away. If you day or two away with the herd, but if you guys like hoof it on, by yourselves, you can probably make it there.
It's only a day away.
No, I was just wondering if the dude was like gonna or had something, I don't know, a roadside tavern or
Shelter.
something like that he could go, yeah, stay as long as you want. Just make sure you spend money.
They don't have anything like that. They just, nothing for them. They're mostly just
Gotcha.
camped out themselves. I mean, he does say the farmhouse is probably, a quarter day ride on just horseback, but which they probably actually leave you guys behind, saying, you know what, we're gonna go ride the storm out back at the ranch. So it'll leave you guys kind of on your own recognizance inside the valley, but they say they don't mind if you guys hang there with your herd.
Oh, we can't really break anything.
That sounds dangerously like a challenge.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge denied, challenge denied.
They don't need that mountain over there. Let's go break it.
Only if I get all the gold in it. Dibs.
So, what's the decision, Henry, Sarah? Sounds like you guys are leaning towards hanging here for the day.
Yeah, I'm
Sarah,
fine with that.
yeah, that's Sarah's vote.
Now all we need is a deck of waterproof cards.
All right.
And a tent. I think I have a tent. That's right, I do have a tent.
I will need I'll call it even animal handling, since you're not pushing the herd and you have fair warning about the impending storms.
And it's not like they're not accustomed to being rained on.
Well, thunder and lightning can push a herd into a stampede. They're
Stupid cows.
They are pretty dumb cows. All right,
Thunderbolts.
so
Thunderbolts and lightning are very, very frightening.
I should have definitely,
Rocks fall,
All right.
Daniel dies.
Surprisingly enough, lightning strikes exactly where Jericho is, and if he still makes the health check, it strikes again.
And
All right.
again and again.
And it's inexplicably blue, because it's a blue bolt.
All right, I need animal handling checks from everybody. It'll be even rolls. We're really just looking for.
Are you... Okay, never mind. I thought maybe you were going to select a single person for the primary and have everybody try to assist.
Oh, I guess I could have done that.
I think I spent points on animal handling last time and forgot to change it.
That's fine. If you have that points, you can spend it. I think you were away from keyboard when we were discussing that.
Who ended up having the best skill?
Looks
One
like
of the hands
Henry
had like
right
a
now.
13.
Yeah, it looks
Oh,
like
was it Henry?
Wallinger,
So Wallinger,
which probably makes sense if he's
That's
a
his
cow
range.
rancher.
Yeah.
Well, that just means
is
he's
what I
got
do.
people.
All right. So despite, let's see, we've only had one failure. And someone give me a universe reaction roll, please.
Not it.
Is this just a standard
pick-
reaction roll?
That's standard
random-
reaction roll.
Random pick
Oh.
one of us and.
No,
and
well, I haven't
goes
rolled for
down
the
left.
animal bovines. I'm the only one that hasn't rolled, so I'll do the
Okay.
Yeah,
reaction.
that's true.
Go!
Of course you do.
All right. So Sarah, as you're kind of take a shift and you're pushing the herd around, the sky does get dark. It does start to rain, and it's lightning and thunderstorm. When you kind of start to pass around somewhere, you kind of hunker down because you don't want to be on your horse during the lightning, because now you're the highest thing in the field. But you see a bolt of lightning strike like a small little tree near part of the herd, and it jumps and starts to press in your direction. Stampede!
It's heresy.
Yay.
Can I serendipity?
How are we doing
and
this
it's not
again?
It's not a stampede.
Okay, so
Do you actually have serendipity?
I don't know.
Probably not.
Somebody has luck.
Yeah,
I
I
have
got
luck.
luck.
Make him re-roll that.
Yeah, I just have luck. One of my other guys is serendipity.
I can use my luck to re-roll the reaction.
sure.
That's legit.
Do it.
I'll even allow a plot point expenditure instead of luck in this case, if you'd like.
Well,
You'd
we have
rather
3 people
save
with
your
luck.
luck.
Do we? That really didn't help.
Whoa.
Seriously?
Why?
Wow, those are really good
That was a
rolls,
good roll.
except for this time. Wow.
Good luck.
I'm never spending my luck on you again.
Well, okay, it could have been worse.
We went from poorly
Man.
bad. It did go worse.
Well, it could have.
Technically, no.
No, it can't go worse on you. It'll stay poor. Now, in this case, the herd kind of starts to move towards the because it's just a poor roll. It's Sarah, you're gonna have to get out of the way. But the direction the herd starts to move in is actually towards the mountain, so that you're pretty certain that given even if you couldn't stop it, the mountain and the facing will slow it down enough that you guys can get in and wrangle them back around to where they need to be.
All right. So she will attempt to get out of the way.
All right, so I need a give me a dodge check, or it could be feverish and all that.
Wow, that's a serious get out of the way.
I was coming right at her.
Feverish is 2.
2.
All right. Give me everyone that's not Sarah. Give me a D10 roll.
What the hell
Sarah,
for?
can you-
Not Sarah.
This is D&D. This
Sarah,
isn't
actually-
D&D.
All right. Sarah, also give me a D10 roll, real quick.
Percentage roll or just a D10?
Just a D10. All right. So, well, how about that? Slate, you're closest to Sarah. You see, you're kind of, you were kind of keeping an eye on her when the lightning struck and the herd starts to bolt. You see Sarah get in. The herd starts to turn in her direction and starts to stampede. You can see that she is not doing well. The herd is coming right for her, and looks like she trips and falls in the path.
Typical woman.
Those high heels.
Hey! Wow.
Oh,
So Slate.
She clearly doesn't have that perk that the chick from Jurassic World had, who could run in high heels.
There is a perk
All
for
right.
that.
Slate will ride towards Miss Ponty and yell, "Miss Ponty!" and then start firing in the air to scare the herd back the other direction.
So they run over Henry. Good plan.
Well, don't want him to run over the person who just fell down, because they'd be killed for sure.
Henry's
All right.
still standing. That's it's on him.
All right, give me a riding check to get to her. We'll call it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to call this a quick chase. It's not a very long chase, just a quick one, just to see who can get to. Oh, he's all
I
right.
succeed by
Never
8.
mind.
You make it a chase. I
Never
will
mind.
come over there.
We're not making a chase with the success by 8.
Just you saying that, not to distract things, but using the chase rules for wrangling the herd might not be a terrible idea in the future. Stick that in your pipe.
Yeah. Okay. Now give me an intimidate check, and I'll give you a plus 2 bonus based on you firing your gun.
Actually, have you seen Aces and Eights?
I haven't seen a lot of the rule sets for it.
They have a cattle drive sort of mini game in there.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually have Intimidate, but wouldn't animal handling cattle let me know how to scare cows if they start to
Sure.
go the wrong way?
You can use
You have to
handling.
punch one in the
So-
face like Conan did.
Oh, there's all my 6s.
All right. Okay, so you're able
Wondered
to
what
get
happened
to
to those.
Sarah. However, the cows are now bearing down on you.
Okay.
Phil apparently gave you some of his 6s.
I don't need them.
All right. Let's see. Through the storm, Jericho can hear what's you guys kind of saw the lightning, and then give me a perception check for everyone else.
Ah, there's a 6. Good.
All right. So Jericho and Henry, after the bolt of lightning, all right, you guys kind of kind of sense the shift of the herd in that area, and you can start to see it start to flow, and then you guys start to hear what sounds like gunshots into the air in that direction.
Uh-oh, bandits.
Kill everyone waving a gun.
Bossy, at this point, you're probably somewhere near the chuck wagon and such,
Setting up my tent.
Why?
because Fossey doesn't do like herding stuff.
I'll get sucked
And-
into it, don't worry.
So he's over by Miss Everwood's wagon pitching a tent.
It is Fossey after all.
That's just wrong.
Wow.
In honor
Okay.
of Daniel's funny joke. Aw.
So many
Turns
6s.
you down.
Look at
There's my 6s.
Fossey is distracted by the huge tracts of land.
Huge tracts of land.
Forgets where
All
the
right.
eyes are.
Let's see if
Guess
any
he's
of the other.
hammering his own stakes.
Okay, so
That was a good one.
Wow. All right. Okay, so Jericho, Henry, as you guys kind of start to notice the shift, what are your initial reactions? You do see some of the other cowhands start to kind of, swing wide in that direction, while some stay where they're at to try and keep the herd from, panicking any further. But most everyone is off their horses. Again, thunder and lightning, very, very frightening. Wouldn't want to get struck.
Thunderstruck.
Call Galileo.
Thunderstruck. Wow. It's just a night for it all, isn't it?
Yep.
Night to remember.
Oh, it's die. We're gonna die, clown.
Well, I believe the obvious thing to do here is to start trying to get the herd going back right.
You're fine. You're fine. You're just.
He was running, he fell, and he's sliding in the mud.
He's slipping and sliding maybe a little bit.
He failed, he fell.
Okay.
Slide along in the mud. He just needs to turn around and punch the lead cow.
Now, you said that when I made the noise that they turned towards me.
Well, they didn't change direction at all. So they're still heading in Sarah's direction. So, but
So it
you
didn't
make
help.
it. You kind of get right at Sarah's position, but the herd is now barreling down on both of you.
Well, I'll try to get her onto the horse.
All right.
You should punch the cow like
take my
Conan
hand.
punches the camel.
Okay.
Why is it that Sarah keeps finding herself right in the front of the path of wherever the cows happen to be?
She's
standing?
brave.
Because my dice hate me.
All right, so you have let me kind of break this. You have the action to grab her and put her on your horse. but at that same moment that you'll get her on the horse, you're pretty certain the cows are going to be upon you. So you have
I'll
only
have
a
to
few
shoot one in
seconds.
the face then.
Not to be a
Alright, so
Bravo Foxtrot here, but what's the horse doing if there's stampedes coming towards it?
He made his ride check by 8. The horse is doing whatever Slate is telling him.
I may have been mixing up two things then, because there was one where you shoot one of the cattle and hide behind it so that the herd.
Yeah, using
goes
the
around
bulk
it.
of the
That's
cattle.
just
Yeah.
if you're getting run over. But if you drop the lead down or do something with the lead, then they have a tendency to follow it.
Yeah. That's,
okay.
yeah, your strategy to get the herd to turn is to turn the lead.
Well,
but
then I
in
will
your
try
case,
to do that.
Well, you've already attempted to turn the herd with your shooting. That has not happened. That didn't work. So now you're kind of stuck in the, do I pick Sarah up and we both kind of, and then we make a riding dodge check to dodge cows all around? Or
Yeah, we'll have
do
to
you
try to
use,
dodge.
or you do the take down one of the cows, it doesn't matter if it's a lead or not, and try and use its bolt as cover.
Well, that would sacrifice the horse too, so I'm going to try to save all.
So you're gonna have to do 2 riding dodge checks to get out of the path fully. By the time you guys, so if you fail to make
Sarah
the
can
riding
act during
dodge,
this too.
yes, she can. If Slate fails the riding dodge checks, you'll take slam damage against you and the horse, Sarah. Failure on the horse will put the horse on the ground and you guys with it. So just to give you. What's that?
That is
Half
better
your
than the
riding.
horse's dodge.
So
That'll be 10.
7. It's
I guess
10.
it's not a terrible thing.
Yeah. Because I think the horse is, you have just a standard saddle horse.
Yeah, and their dodge is only 8.
Yeah. So yeah, you're maneuvering your horse. So we'll use that.
Okay.
Can you do a feverish dodge while controlling a horse, or what do you guys?
There's no way to make the horse feverish.
Okay.
Although,
Alright.
the horse might be feverish with all those horns pointed at it.
It might be on its own.
It might make the extra effort just on his own.
Sure, we'll give it to you.
Shove Slate into the way.
What is it? You don't have to outrun the herd. You just got to
Exactly.
Slate.
Actually, you could just shoot Slate in the head and hide behind him.
He's
He's
big enough.
almost as big as a horse. Yeah.
To see if I have anything
one.
that would help,
All right.
and I'm not seeing really anything.
Well,
just
no,
grab-
you do have that shotgun though. You could potentially use that. Still.
I do. So, like, try to shoot the ground in front of the cow's feet.
Sure.
Yeah, you totally need beanbag rounds for those things. Just shoot them in the face.
Boink. Yeah, I don't think those were considered back then.
They did load salt though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true.
that's actually what I was thinking about. Is using.
All right.
rounds.
So Slate, you'll have an additional. Well, I'll give you an additional +2 to your dodge as Sarah kind of points behind and fires a shotgun in the direction of some oncoming cattle.
So that'll put me up to 14. Let's see how many sixes I can roll.
How many dice you got?
Nice.
Hey!
One
Okay,
6
So you guys,
total.
Jericho and Wallinger, you guys kind of charge around the edges of the herd, and you see Slate reach down into the ground and pull Sarah up just as they're enveloped in part of the herd or stampeding herd. You kind of all watch, kind of like stunned, like
And
almost
Henry's
near-
going, yes!
And Slate is able to kind of like maneuver the horse around from colliding with full on with any of the cattle. Sarah fires and creates a small opening, and boom, Slate and Sarah and the horse are out of the group. Now I need some animal handling checks from. We'll go with Henry.
Bam.
All right, so, and I think most of your team already has animal handling now, so shouldn't be any penalties. So that should be a pretty straight roll. All right, it takes you all. Doesn't take you guys long because of the nature of the terrain, and you guys are eventually able to kind of get the cows back and corral them all.
Shout out to Bruno, who has joined us.
Hello, Bruno.
So, with a close call behind you guys, Sarah and Slate, are safe. The horse is a little more, you could definitely tell the horse itself is a little panting more than normal, and you quickly dismount and keep yourselves from catching a lightning bolt. But the rest of the day goes by unhindered. Give me a reaction check, Wallinger.
Oh,
See. Oh,
nobody trusts me anymore?
after your
No.
last one?
I am completely neutral in this matter.
Alright, so we'll say none of the actual animals got hurt. Maybe some minor animal, but nothing that drops any of the herd number down.
Some hurt feelings, maybe.
Yeah. Alright. So I need a weather check from Jericho.
Why do I gotta do it?
As I skipped you by accident.
Okay. Jesus fucking Christ.
Dire weather again.
Wow!
Lightning storm. No, wait. Is that a tornado?
Sarah, you have the weather sense of the group. Give me a weather sense.
I just had
I lo-
this image of the tornado ripping through the herd, and just cows sticking out everywhere.
Moo?
Sarah, you're
I
pretty
turn
certain this
over and look
storm
at
is
Jericho.
not.
Go away.
Oh, Sarah, you're pretty certain this storm is not letting up. In fact, you're pretty certain it's going to get worse. 2 days down for weather.
Okay, if a tornado comes through, it's Wallinger's cows that are getting ripped up, not mine.
No.
Because
Nope.
I'm making the
Nope.
weather sense rolls that are
Nope.
mitigating
Nope.
this mess that
Nope.
these two are putting us
Nope.
in.
Nope.
All right, let's see. You'll be able to mitigate it again, but with a full-on 18. I don't know if you could get tornadoes in mountains and such, but you
Oh,
do
yes,
get
you
flash
do.
floods and mudslides.
No.
Yeah. Yes, you do get tornadoes in a mountainous, hilly area. Yes.
Yeah, but we will go with a mudslide.
Interestingly, they tend to hop the ridges. So it'll destroy everything on one side of a ridge and then hop and not touch anything in the valley and land further on.
We lived in Huntsville for a while, and in that Tennessee Valley area, and we had that happen all the time. The tornadoes would pop over the hills or the mountains, whatever you wanted to call them, and then kind of land safely on the other side, or well, safely-ish, and just
It happened
everything.
in the neighborhood I lived in Atlanta, and we actually lived in apartments that were on the ridge, but it went up the ridge further down, didn't hit us. So that was lucky.
All right. So
Destroyed a Mercedes dealership.
I need reaction checks for everyone. This is failed or poor or worse reaction checks will be individuals having to deal with potential dangers and life-threatening issues. So just for everyone. And then
There's my sixes.
There, that's where you want your sixes.
Yes.
Nice.
Hollinger and Fossey.
I don't want to be bad, but screw it. Let's see what happens.
Okay,
It's all of
Yeah.
Wallinger's cows. It's all of Wallinger's
No.
cows.
No.
It's
That's-
all
that's-
Wallinger's
that's-
cows.
This is individuals. This is
Okay, fine.
individuals. So you
So
guys
Wallinger's gonna
are-
die horribly.
So
Hey,
I
as long as my
need
cows are fine.
let's see. What
Who
would be
inherits
a
if you
just-
die?
Oh.
Sarah does.
Nope.
Wait, you guys have got
I will
married?
write a will here and now. We have a lawyer here, right?
Probably the only one that would probably serve in any kind of lawyer-esque capacity. Well, Red is there with you guys. You just forgot that he's there.
Fantastic. Come write my will. My
He's-
cows will not go
he's
to
a
Sarah.
deputy, but let's see. Give me all right. Okay, I'll let you guys tell the story a little bit. So the storm comes. The rain actually gets harder. The weather gets really bad, and all of a sudden, like part of the ground starts to shift where you guys are at, and you guys are swept away in something bad happens to you guys. What is it? Wallinger and Fossey, and then tell me how you get out of it, and then you can make an appropriate roll to mitigate damage, etc.
A bandit shows up and I
Okay.
shoot him.
I don't think
alright,
I
so
can get away with that.
it's going to be a landslide, or it's going to be a mudslide. So that's the nature of the
Alright,
danger.
so there's a little brook No. It's
It could be a stream that goes. It's overflow.
Yeah, it's a stream. It's like not enough to kill any cows, but it's big enough to make a person slip and fall.
Okay, don't worry about the cows. I'm worried. I'm thinking on the cows.
I'm always
already.
worried about the cows.
This is Wallinger.
Yep.
You're
So
in danger.
I fall into the river, start sliding, and then the roll will happen here. However, pending I survive, I get back up, am covered in mud, walk back to the party, and say never speak of this.
Okay, so Henry, you guys during the storm, the river creek area overflows, and Wallinger gets caught in part of the downflow and is swept off his feet and starts to go down the river. Give me from Sarah, Slate, and Jericho and Fossey. Give me some notice rolls to see this occur. Actually,
Everyone
you guys
should
see it.
fail.
Okay,
Darn it.
Jericho's not. Well,
I'm
say
probably
this is
gonna be
I'll
actually-
start
busy.
with the failure.
Well, yeah. Sarah is nearby. We'll just call this actually a nearby. Sarah's nearby to see it occur. Jericho just is on the other side. We won't say it's a perception check. We'll just say it's a nearby check.
And Sarah waves with her fingers as she watches him float down
What
the
are you
river.
talking about? She might
Ah,
shoot him.
I thought that somebody else needed to roll. Is it just Jericho and Sarah?
Slate
Slate
and,
also.
everybody. So,
Not Fossey, because
Slate.
Fossey's going to be busy during this.
oh no, go ahead, because Fossey will have his own little thing. So this is while it's not affecting Fossey. So Sarah and Fossey, you happen to be nearby when this portion of the
Okay, can I
nature,
make a suggestion?
dramatic nature happens.
Absolutely.
Fossey is next to him. So Wallinger, in his flailing about when he is swept away, tries to grab hold of something, grab hold of Fossey, and Fossey goes with him.
There was not
So-
a flailing about. There was a manly request for assistance.
So both of them
I'll
will be
allow it
covered
if
in
that's
mud
where-
and nasty.
I'll allow it.
Darn, I
That's
was going to
where
say
Fossey
that the
wants to go.
river hit a couple of Wallinger's cows and swept them through my tent.
Nope.
All
But
right.
yeah, I like
So-
her. I like her thing.
Okay. So Wallinger, you get knocked off your horse.
Stint a
trying
stick, trying to catch him, and
and
I go into the drink.
so I'll allow everyone to participate as everyone kind of gets freaked
Crap,
out,
I don't
everyone
have
yells
swimming?
out.
I'm
So,
screwed.
give me Fossey and Wallinger. Give me a swim check.
I should not have picked swimming. Default to Dex.
It does default to Dex.
Dex minus frickin' something. No, hell, well, it looks like health, actually.
Or health.
Health.
That is the default with 0. With 0 points.
Okay,
So it looks
it's
like health minus 4.
All right, so health minus 4. So
In that case,
All
I
right.
failed by 4.
okay, so Wallinger and Fossey, you guys are kind of doing the bobbing and
Glug, glug.
drinking water. Slate, Ponty, Jericho, and the rest of the team. What are you guys doing to rescue them?
Getting a rope.
Get a rope.
I got ropes.
All right.
There you go,
everyone-
Daniel.
can-
You get to
Jericho
use
can,
your whip.
Jericho could be like all awesome in dual wield whips and get one of them like with each whip and hoist him back in.
Although the
Alright.
way we've seen the dice rolling, he's going to roll another 18, and we're going to yank him right in.
Or
Well,
he'll
he
yank your
tried.
arm right off.
All right, so Jericho, you whip and you grab one of them. Who are you grabbing?
Meeny, miny, mo. Odd, it's Fossey. It is
So-
Fossey.
So you're able to grab, Fossey. You're in the water, and all of a sudden, the burning sting, wraps around your arm, but you stop, and now you're kind of being dragged ashore. Jericho, you're going to be dealing with rescuing Fossey. So Slate, Sarah, and I'm not going to put much of a time limit on this.
You guys should
or
just wave as he
how are you
floats
guys-
down.
How are you guys attempting to rescue Wallinger?
Are they attempting to rescue Wallinger?
Are you attempting to?
Oh, she's gonna attempt to rescue. She's selfless, but she can't swim. Slate, can you swim?
Let's see. Can Slate swim? Yes, ma'am.
Do you think you can swim out to him?
Also, just be aware, lasso is also an appropriate skill, very similar to his whips. FYI.
Oh, I have lasso. Let's try to lasso him.
Do that.
All right. Slate will take out his rope and attempt to lasso, preferably not by the neck.
Yeah, whatever works.
Ideally, neck and arm.
Right. Well, we got Wallinger's body, but we hung him on the way.
Good news, bad news.
All right, so Sarah's gonna do lasso as well. Hold on, Henry. Nope, she
Maybe.
misses.
She got him by the neck.
Hey, do a grenade scatter. If it goes out ahead of him, he can still grab it.
We'll
How do you do a
say
grenade scatter?
if you roll
D6.
a
Say one is ahead of him.
we'll say 1 is ahead of him.
Nope.
No, fell behind.
Well, that's like
She got one of his
Yeah.
cows.
that's off to his left.
All right, and Jericho already roped Fosse, right?
Yep. Fosse's
Yeah.
Jericho's got a hold on Fosse, and Jericho, along with a couple other guys, are dragging Fosse in.
Okay, so since Miss Ponte missed, Slate will try.
I should have done like determined on that. That would have been a success.
I
That's
don't know.
true.
Can you?
I didn't
Yeah.
think about that either.
It's essentially
made
a
it
melee
anyway.
attack.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It was just that panic of the whole, you just pulled it out and threw. Okay, Slate, you get Wallinger. Now I need we'll call it a dodge check to avoid any getting bumps, bruises, and the like from Fosse and Wallinger on their way back to safety.
Now you're crying.
Yeah, I am. All right, Wallinger,
Dodge
you take 4 crushing damage.
Man, I am
as,
rolling
you're
really
pulled in.
well.
So
right
Wallinger-
until you got to shoot somebody.
Except when
Or
it's,
right until you mention it.
or right until you go, give me a frickin' reaction roll.
Henry, you'll take 4 crushing damage, mitigated by any DR. You'll take 4 crushing, and you'll take 2 fatigue. Fosse will take 2 fatigue as well. You got some bumps and bruises there, Henry. But now let's see. Did anybody else?
Save for the hat.
Did you keep your hat? So somebody give me a. Well, actually, I'll just do
A
it.
reaction roll?
Well, I'm just trying to think of a reaction roll for the NPCs. See if any other.
Oh, figures.
Hey, no, you got a good reaction. We'll say most of the NPCs bumps, bruises. That's it. But they make it out. Now, Sarah, give me a reaction roll, a universe reaction roll on.
Yeah,
your
you're
portion
definitely
of the
crit
herd.
hunting.
Hey,
Slacker.
Somebody rolled a 18 on the weather. It went bad. And Wallinger, give me a reaction roll
Twice.
on your portion of the herd.
3.
Good.
3.
All right.
Good job.
So,
Darn.
well, okay. So there is some loss to the herds, but it won't be very bad. So
It's a cow.
let's see.
See those dollar signs floating down the river.
Yeah. Some cows are drowned and broken against the thing. All right. You guys both lose 1% of your remaining herds. So
That's a
I don't know.
lot of cows.
1% is not too many. It's
1% of
15
a
cows.
thousand is a lot of
Okay, it's
meat.
a lot of cows, but it was a catastrophic, a landslide.
It's all Daniel's fault
and
because he rolled an
flooding.
18.
Hey, I only rolled the second 18.
See, what we don't actually know is that's all Chavez and the other who, what the hell's her name?
Willie?
I can't remember.
Willie.
Willie's character. They went up there and they caused that because they're sadistic.
They had a spitting contest.
No, she had Chavez show him this rain dance that his people knew.
And he made some crap up, but it
All right.
worked.
So Wallinger will lose 12 cows.
See those dollar signs floating down the river there, Henry?
Dinner.
Rude.
Get him into the chuck wagon.
Suppose you give some to the toll guy. Maybe he'll give us some of our money back.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
How
How about some beef?
food?
It's fresh.
And then he looks at it.
And
This has been smashed against some rocks.
Fortunately, Ponty, Sarah, is... will also lose 12 cows. All right. So when it's all said and done, the day goes by. Horrible weather you guys had to deal with. So you've lost 2 days to the weather. All right. I need somebody. I've already got done.
It's
back
Henry's
to
turn
sleep.
for the weather.
Oh, is it? Okay. Henry's weather.
Come on, 18
Was
again?
it?
18. Well, you just did it, and I think I
Yeah.
did it before
Yeah, I
that.
thought
did
I got
weather.
skipped though.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
got
rolled an
skipped on
18.
11. Passable.
All right. So
That's
weather
disappointing.
starts
I
to
was hoping
let
for
up.
another 18.
Some light rain, kind of, follows after all is said and done. And you guys are able to kind of put everything back to rights. So you set back out on the 3rd day.
Clearly, this place is cursed.
All right. Give me another weather check.
Whose
Somebody?
turn is it? Slate?
I was hoping nobody would notice.
All right. You guys make it to Trinidad without further. Now, as you guys start to push forward, the ranch hands, the individuals watching the pass, they come back and they come to check on you, and they're like, "Damn!" I was like, "You guys rode through that storm pretty bad. That was horrible. Glad to see no one died." And other than that, they go back into their area. And,
Snickering the
on-
entire time.
Yep, we had a dam that we just let loose on you guys.
Because they were hungry. They wanted some cows.
All right. So I'll need another weather. Give me a weather check from Sarah as well. Okay, next Fossey. I think 13's just rain, right?
Bad.
Oh, 13's bad.
Subtract.
Yeah,
50%
so it's
from travel
probably just
speed, total
rain.
tracking -1.
So with that, give me a reaction roll with that one.
Who, me?
Actually, Sarah, give me a weather check first for the bad weather or inclement bad weather.
Didn't she do that?
So you don't see that the rain's going to pick up after the next day, and I will need you guys to. So as you guys start to, from the heavy rain and storms that you had, it starts to get, the rain got a little lighter as you guys kind of moved everything out. But Sarah, you read the weather
It looks
wrong,
like
and
mostly
the rain
wind.
picks up. Mostly wind. I'll call it wind and rain. So, but everyone will get a -2 on their checks. So I need animal handling checks for everybody.
Are you doing the one person is primary, everybody
yeah.
assists?
Yep. Or if you guys, okay, so if Henry rolls it, you won't get a leadership roll as an additional assist. So I'll allow anyone. If Henry rolls it, it's a straight roll from Henry. If somebody else rolls it, Henry can roll a leadership roll. And well, Sarah and Henry can both roll leadership rolls to create an assist. So Sarah's leadership roll will mitigate one individual's failed roll, while Henry's will give you guys a bonus to the roll.
Yeah, she does not have leadership, by the way.
Okay.
Well, Henry's
My
leadership, the
leadership
leadership
one higher.
role, the leadership role is not going to be penalized, so he should probably assist.
Okay, so who's got the next highest animal handling?
I think Slate's going to end up being primary.
So
I have 12.
I think that's the highest that they do.
Didn't you go to? No, that was Henry that went to 13.
Yep. I was 11 to start and went to 12 last week.
Okay, so Slate, you'll roll off a 12, but before that, Henry, give me a leadership roll. Success will grant him a bonus of 1 to his. Now you are at a -2 due to the weather, even if it is just rain. So you're at Slate. You're right now rolling at your 12 -2. Henry, I need a roll to increase his. So leadership from Henry.
Leadership.
All right. So Slate, you can make your roll at a -1. Success.
By 1.
That's an assist.
Oh, right. So, leader, bovine by 0 for the next one, or the actual roll. So we're at +1, +1, +2.
Yep. So, all right. So, despite the weather, you will lose half a day.
Still have to. That's an assist. You still have to.
Oh.
What am I up to?
+0.
Hooray.
Oh, I
Guess you
thought
didn't need
Slate
the
was. I thought Slate was going to make the group roll.
Yeah, that looks
I
like
thought
the
that's
group
what I
roll
did.
right there.
Well, then, but with Jericho,
You were not.
yeah, I
when you
was
said
doing
group
the.
roll. You meant the other group roll.
Yeah, like since everyone that's generally involved has it, kind of thing. So what is it normally? Number of people with the roll minus the number of people plus the number of people that have the skill, kind of thing, or then plus successful leadership is how I was going to go.
Well, never
But
mind
that'll
that
work.
then.
It works. It doesn't matter. It's still successful, and success by. So that would still be a pretty high success. You actually don't lose any cattle. You will, however, be delayed by half a day. So, picking back up with Fosse.
Yes.
I need weather. Por favor.
I
How
rolled a
many hexes are
13.
we doing?
Well, 1, 2, so 5 to Pebwell. Really, this is more just marking time and how cattle lost potential due to storm and stuff. So weather.
It's dire.
Okay, so you guys just picked a bad week to travel, apparently.
Somebody needs to fix that roll.
So Sarah can give me a weather sense to mitigate the penalties on animal handling for the day.
My luck is not up, so I can't make him re-roll. I'm still on cooldown.
I will allow plot points to be used.
Sure. Okay. Let's see if I can do like before, make it worse. I didn't make it worse, but it's only at bad.
Alright, so instead of dire, it was just bad. And Sarah will mitigate, so I need Wallinger to roll. I will.
So if she mitigates, that makes it passable?
She'll mitigate the. So it'll be a straight. It will be a straight animal handling check since you guys know it was coming. But Henry can still make his leadership roll to grant a bonus. I hit it twice. The first one was a failure. So
why are you
Slate,
hitting
you're rolling
it?
because he's AFK.
Slacker!
So Slate, give me a animal handling for the group. No penalties. All right. So that day you guys lose. You still lose half a day.
That should be like a critical success because you made me roll it twice.
Did I make you roll it twice?
Yeah, I succeeded by 4 before.
Yeah, that was the
No,
previous
that was
day.
that one day. That was previous day.
Oh, it was a different day.
Yeah,
wow.
different day. So
This is a rough.
in 2
rough,
days you've
trip.
only moved 1 day long. So you are now officially 1 day, 2 days further in. I don't know why I keep closing that tab. Note. All right. So weather from Jericho, please. Okay. It's passable, I believe.
Yep.
And a animal handling from Slate. All right. And Wallinger will do his weather. She just got storms all around.
I thought we were just gonna roll between set points, not per day.
Jim's crit hunting. He wants to kill all of Henry's cows.
I need a reason why the Ponte Ranch takes over in the region.
That's easy. They need to get married, and then she can hire me to take him out. He can have a tragic accident.
Yeah, apparently Wallinger is responding with, "That's rude."
I'm
right.
just doing a solid for Sarah.
All right, so one more. I will need a weather sense from Sarah.
Yeah, this does definitely seem like it's insane weather here.
Yeah, you've just had like a week of horrible weather. See, 2 days of bad
Well, it
storms that
doesn't help
lightened
that
up.
you're making us roll it all the time.
That's true. I'll stop.
Fantasy grounds.
Yeah, I keep forgetting how quickly
Flash flood,
fantasy
flash flood,
grounds likes to
flash flood. But
turn
it's
on everyone.
winter!
Well, it's actually spring, so April
Well,
showers.
it's not. Look at how many times we've rolled. It's not being unreasonable. It's just we've rolled a lot.
What was
Yeah,
Trinidad?
if you
Was that an
scroll up, there
actual
are a lot of
place?
Huh? Ranton is an actual place.
No, I mean the Trinidad and Pueblo. Are those actual like towns and stuff like that?
Pueblo is.
I mean,
Yep,
are
Pueblo.
on this? So are we stopping there? Are we just blowing through them?
Well, Trinidad was where you guys, when the weather was passable, you had like 2 days. I, yeah, normally you just kind of wander past them unless the chuck wagon will probably make a quick stop and take care of any food, or ration swap out or increases. All right, I'll make this the last one until you get to Pueblo. How's that? I'll make it. So Henry will do a leadership roll through the weather. Oh my gosh, I forget that it automatically rolls it. And Slate will need a animal handling at a -1. All right. So you will lose. So you have some issues with the cattle during the inclement weather. Let's see. How did we do that? We'll go 3. Let's just say fail by 3 total. Call that a 3% loss across the entirety of the cattle. And then we'll split
Wow.
that.
Sorry, boss.
And
Sounds like
we'll
a
split
firing
that.
offense.
And well, it's not just Slate; it's everybody. You're just the one making the rolls. So it's a combination of the weather, the spooking of the cattle, it's bad footing. Any number of things are causing cattle to either get lost, wander off.
We had some bad
etc.
weather, and we had to shoot Slate. It was a bad trip.
So, despite Henry being able to organize everyone around, it was just the weather just got the better of the herd. So, what is the
To
total
say the
herd?
least.
Whew. You know what? I'll even drop that down by half. In one day, losing that many cows seems a lot.
Yeah, that's definitely a you are fired.
Whoa, that's not what I wanted. Math is hard with the calculator. Alright, so you'll lose 35 cows to loss, injury, etc. So 35 cows. Give me a. Somebody give me a. Sarah, do you want to roll your percentage or Wallinger's percentage of loss?
The last time I rolled my percentage, so I guess Wallinger could roll this time.
Alright. So that leaves me to roll. So Wallinger loses. Ha! 2%.
Nice.
So let's see, 35 of
Gotta do
those
100.
cows. Rolled it as.
Where the heck is he?
It was a 0, 0. It was a ought 2 is what it showed on my screen. He's in the restroom.
I just thought it usually showed the two d10s on there.
It did roll them.
I thought I saw 2 in there, but no, I guess not.
Alright, so what is that? Alright, so Wallinger will lose 1 cow to the weather.
Yep, poor Slate just got fired.
Not shot. This day isn't a total loss after all.
Well, I didn't say what he got fired out of.
So, you guys limp into Pueblo. The rain has just been bad. I will call it 1, 2, 3. I'll call it 4 days later, based on just how badly you guys have been rolling. You're about a week. You have a week to go.
Yeah, I really don't see us pushing on to Cheyenne.
Yeah, at our current rate of
Yeah.
losses, we probably won't have any cows when we get there.
And we might all be dead.
Let's see. So you are right now 7. So 7 days away. So you're about 5 days behind schedule or so. Well, Fosse probably been. You guys have been rained on for the last few days, even after. So.
Yep, that's why I'm seeking a bath.
All right. So you guys pull into Pueblo. What is your intentions here?
Bath. And possibly some decent coffee.
All right. So you will be able to find that. Wallinger. Sarah, Wallinger is. Hold on, he's going to die.
Slacking off.
Morale right now is. Let's see, what's the morale of the group?
It's wet. That's what it is. It's wet.
Wallinger, why don't you give me a reaction
Soggy.
roll? And well, their morale is good. Even despite all the weather and the losses, I guess morale is still pretty good based on that. While there have been some losses of the cattle, there have not been losses of life or limb of the group.
And there has not been losses of Wallinger cattle, which is why the Wallinger side is ecstatic.
Oh no, you've lost cattle, just not.
Well, I've lost
anything
cattle,
recent.
but the last day, in the most recent instance, she lost all the cattle except for me. So I'm feeling uppity right now.
Man,
So
what a jerk.
wow.
You know,
And
when
you guys want her to marry this guy?
just long enough for you to become his heir, and then I can take him out. Because I'll do that for pro bono, apparently.
Oh,
So Wallinger's not making any friends, basically.
I make friends with the townspeople.
He keeps running around going, Matt Damon!
Matt Damon. Alright, so what are you. Okay, so you make it into Pueblo. We'll even just say you make it in early enough. So, what are your intentions in town? Fossey, you kind of right off ahead. You're not beholden to anyone.
Yeah,
They
it's
tell you.
probably the. I figured the wagon is probably going to be going into town as well, right?
True.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I'll
they will.
probably definitely accompany them into town because I'm like, oh my
Uh,
god, I need a bath.
Heather does go to town. She's like, I need to get away from this. Was awful. And it's funny because she only complains when you're around, Fossey. The second Sarah is anywhere nearby, she's like, "Oh, this is great. You know, it seems like you guys are having so much trouble. You know, is there anything I can do to help?" But the second Sarah walks away, she's like, "This sucks. I don't know why I came on this trip."
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing
Well,
is,
that
this is
makes
Slate's
two of
agency,
us.
so
What the hell am I thinking?
right.
Right, so Slate works for Sarah. Who does Jericho actually work for?
Wallinger.
Right.
So you could
Who does
take like
Chavez work for?
Wallinger
I think everybody works for Wallinger except for Slate.
And me.
and Fossey. All right. How about we take a quick 5-minute break?
Okay, how does he do the pause thing? Do you have the intermission image thing?
I do. Give me one moment and I'll bring it up. 1 second.
Actually, no, you don't need to. If I've got it on here, I can throw it up since it's showing mine. I just have to navigate through all of your unidentified map/images.
Got it. Intermission.
I
Boom.
found
Just
it.
like that. There. How about that? Now I've identified it. I keep forgetting that that's even a feature. So.
What, naming them?
Well, no, not naming them, but letting them be identified, so you see the name.
Huh. I didn't know that didn't show automatically.
All right. I will catch you guys on the flip side in a moment.
Gotta watch out for that bray. Why are you trying to get somebody's crutch? That's kind of rude, isn't it?
I accidentally clicked on that, but now I wonder where the hell did that come from?
It's your crutch attack.
It's attacking a poor cripple.
Often enough that he has a button for it.
I know, right?
We have to talk about your hobby. It's
So
time for an intervention.
Was there a guy named Crutch?
Uh-huh. All right, I guess we're all back.
Was there
Not
on
yet.
the train?
GM incoming.
Dang,
I think
GM
there may have been a
slacker.
guy named Crutch on the train.
Seems like there was somewhere.
Well, we got a shout out here to Lordy in 99. Ah, Lordy in 99 on the Twitch.
All right,
Howdy.
I'm back. Okay.
All right, so
Howdy, howdy. All right.
make the intermission
kill
thing
this.
go away.
It has gone away, or at least it's gone away from me.
The intermission has been intermissed.
All right.
We are
So-
in Pueblo.
Pueblo. So you guys easily make it up to Pueblo. Cookie does mention to you, Mr. Wallinger, that that you, with all the rain and everything else, unless you just want to be eating beef, the rest, some of the supplies were lost. So he would, he'd like to take a little bit to go into town, resupply with everything. Looks pretty obvious. Heather is definitely one of the many that want to go into town.
Jacob is too.
The area around Pueblo seems very conducive to keep halting your herd for now as well.
What could go wrong? Everything seems like it's okay.
Okay, by easily is like after all the rest of the hardship, this was the easy part. So you do. There is some grumblings, even though everyone's in a good mood. There are. You do catch kind of like, grumblings with the guys, the men. Some want to make a quick stop into the town, take a little bit of liberty, and after everything, you get the general sense that they want to pause potentially here. But it is on you and Sarah to make that final decision.
I vote yeah.
How far away is Denver? Because I'd figure
Denver's
Denver
7 days
is. I'd figure Denver would be a better place to hang out because it's a bigger place, right?
Sarah, give me a weather sense.
We've had a rough week, though.
You're pretty certain that the weather is going to remain at least for the next few days, rainy, and the like. Anyone with survival, it doesn't matter which kind, can throw me a survival as well.
What kind of territory is this? Is it considered plains or desert?
It is. That's a good question.
Mountains? Woodlands?
It is mostly plains right here, according to
There's my crappy rolls.
your higher altitude, but you don't have. It's the worst case is rolling hills, but for the most part, it's pretty flat landish at this point.
Town's flat.
Right, and based on what you know a little bit about, it's like the ground's gonna be super soggy and soft. Increased risk of cows turning ankles, breaking legs, etc. You might, so.
So we might actually want to stay here to let it dry up? I don't know.
So that's the information you kind of gather based on some quick discussions between you all.
Let's throw intuition into the mix.
All right.
Finally, somebody
is
who
a-
has
Again.
intuition who actually remembers to use it.
That's an intelligence check.
Yeah, and I think you make it.
All right.
Which
Alright, you're
could
pretty-
just as easily be you roll it in the box.
So it's up to you. You can make the roll or take what I did. I don't mind.
Hell,
I'll
she
go
doesn't
ahead and
trust
take
anything she
yours.
rolls.
I don't trust
Okay.
my dice.
All right, no worries. All right, so you feel comfortable about bedding the herd down for a day or two potentially. Let the weather pass, and then hopefully dry up some of the path as well. You don't. Nothing niggles in the back of your head that this could be a bad idea.
So either nothing went wrong
Alright.
or crit failed.
Yeah. Okay.
What?
So she will agree that staying here for a couple of days to let the weather hopefully clear out would be probably the best course of action considering all the mess that we went through just to get here.
You know what I don't have is how much a ranch hand is paid per day.
Somebody linked to that the other day.
I think they're paid by the week.
$2.
No, it's I think it was in Old West.
Oh, that's right. 'Cause the Old West is on my laptop, not down here. Ugh. Well, actually, I do have it. That's right. Give me one moment to bring it up.
I think it
But,
was like 40 a month.
Okay, so and the reason why I'm bringing it up is if you want, you can hire a couple extra hands while you're here in Pueblo. That way, you can kind of rotate your guys, to get some liberty while ensuring that the herd's safety. If you're catching my drift.
That'd be about 10 a week, so good chances are I would have to pay him $10.
Well, that's if you stay for a whole week.
Well, I mean, like the travel trip between here and next.
Well, no, what I meant was if you were to
While we're here, got it.
allow your team to take some liberty and not be stuck with a herd for the entire time.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable, provided Sarah chips in.
Okay.
That would be kind of weird. But it kind of has to happen though. It's like a gunslinger.
Here, you put your leg here on my knee and we'll pull it apart. All right, I'll have to figure it out later, what the cost is. But so you're able to rent pasture for let's see, 5 cents a head of cow for however long you're there. And you're able to, if you desire, you can hire some additional drovers in the interim to allow for Is it really that big back then?
Evidently.
1890? Well, that's 1890, so that's about 10 years further down the road or so.
Yeah, it's not that far. 10 years can go by so goddamn fast.
It's actually pretty cool. Anywho. Let's see. And really, you're kind of on the outskirts of it, but you're nearby. So for the ranch hands, are you going to hire additional ranch or drovers in the interim?
Thought we had already said that we would, or am I thinking
Okay.
something else?
Yeah, I
Right,
thought we'd
so-
split the cost and hire them.
Okay, so you're allowing your guys to go. All right, so as luck would have it, dun, dun, dun. You guys make your way into Pueblo. You're kind of pointed to an inn and tavern kind of combination where you're able to find some rooms and some drink while Cookie and Biscuits get all the resupply and allow your drovers a chance to kind of blow off a little bit of steam based on the drama of the last few days.
So that means bar fight.
You end up the Prickly Pear Restaurant and Tavern is where you end up finding yourselves, and it just so happens to be that Slate, Sarah, Fossey, Jericho, and Wallinger all happen to be eating, at the time. The drinks are are strong, and the meal is rather savory. Even after and after that the food and the opportunity to take baths. You're able to kind of sit and relax. Give me a perception check. The highest one notices it. Why I ended up grabbing that. All right. So Wallinger and Fossey, you guys notice during as the afternoon sun's coming through, the evening sun's coming through the doors. Shadow kind of comes through the doorway with the setting sun, and you're not sure. You can't see the face. It's just the shadow of somebody kind of wanders up to the door and lingers at the entrance for a moment or two. But you can tell that they're scanning the crowd. Wallinger, your eyes meet the man, and you notice he was frowning, and his frown changes to a look of recognition. And something else that Fossey notices that there is another person behind him, and you can't tell what kind of hat they're wearing, but you assume it's a bonnet of some kind. The individual looking at you, Wallinger, kind of does goes from a frown to kind of a small smile, and he looks like he recognizes you, and then nods in your direction, but then backs out of the restaurant and kind of walks away.
Do I recognize him?
No, you don't recognize him. Hold on, I got a image for you.
It won't be named.
Huh. I guess it would help if I switched pages, because I'm like, why the image that I needed?
Oh God.
That is a very top hat.
Huh. It's a nice image of Trinidad as well. So that's where you're kind of left. What do you do?
Well, you
We
clearly
all shoot
recognize
at the same
Wallinger.
time.
Oh, I'll go follow him and hand on gun, that sort of thing.
All right.
I'm
very
curious. I'm
trusting.
going to follow
All right. So you step
with a
out
cup
of
of coffee in one hand.
all right. So you make it to the door, and you see the gentleman kind of standing near where your horses are kind of tied up, and with him is a woman, and he's got his. He actually at this point, seeing you come out, he takes his hat off. Yeah, holds his hat in his hand. Sorry. You can't help but you notice, well, he's resting on the horse ties,
He's
and
going to
he
shoot.
perks up. Yeah, he perks up as soon as you step onto the porch. Uh, he seems to be sizing you up a little bit, but it's the woman who actually speaks out. Excuse me, sir. Are you a Mr. Wallinger? I hear you're an honest man with honest men, and we've been praying for help, and we're hoping you might have a word with us.
What's this all about?
Well, good lord, I don't even have. My name is Abigail Knight, and this is my husband. And she kind of elbows him. He's like, "I'm sorry, Robert Knight, sir. Uh, we've heard from a couple of your men that you might be of the sort that can possibly assist us. You see, our daughter was taken a little while ago, and she was only 14, but it was some group of bandits. Jericho, are you there?
I suppose I'd be lurking
Okay.
somewhere.
Ruh-roh.
And it's like we've tried to ask the sheriff for help, and while he did attempt to help, his men went into the mountains and came back empty-handed. But again, your good man, Mister. I think they call him Cookie. Said that you've been known to assist in more dramatic means or needed. Wow, I can't even speak tonight. You see, the gang was led by a bandit named El Presidente. And Jericho, you hear the name El Presidente, and it immediately reminds you of an individual that you used to hang around with that went by the same similar moniker back in your battle days. A mean little guy of Hispanic descent.
It's the Old West.
much
You can
higher
call
of
him. He's a
himself.
Mexican.
Yeah. But you do recognize the name from your battle days. But you
Quick,
see,
Jericho, tell us all about it. Oh, wait.
he twitches.
Irk.
Is anyone looking at? Give me a perception check. Followed. If you succeed your perception check, give me a body language roll from anyone that happens to succeed a perception check. If
Yeah,
Slate doesn't
I'm
notice it.
probably not even looking at Jericho.
All right.
I'm eyeing Mr. and Mrs. Knight, wondering why Mrs. Knight is doing all the talking.
Well, he starts to talk after a bit, but he does say he's like, I'm willing to pay, and if you're willing to help us.
I'll have to discuss this with the group. We do have original plans, however. Yeah.
Please, sir. We've been praying real hard that somebody might come into town and help us, and we just think it's providence that you would be here in our moment of greatest need.
Where are you staying? I'll discuss and return to you with an answer.
He's looks at his wife and looks back at you. He's like, well, he kind of like, well, we stay at the night ranch. My night ranch is, he gives you kind of directions to it. Sure, we can definitely meet you there if you have to discuss it with your partners and friends. And is that and he'll leave it at that if that's all you
As they're sort of about to turn around and go back to talk about it, Jericho's just going to go past them and pat the woman on the hand reassuringly and give her that "we got this" look.
She kind of at first is taken back for a moment, but then
Because you're pawing at her.
But reads the situation well, and then kind of smiles back at you and says, "Thank you, thank you." And then Mr. Knight tips his hat again back at you, and then continues to head back towards their own homestead. So.
We apparently have been volunteered.
Yep.
Jericho will point to himself and then thumb in the direction of evil, wherever it is.
Why are you pointing at me? Well, I think I'm going to freaking look around for a newspaper. Not a newspaper paper, but like.
Right.
That was a very odd beep.
His droid is angry.
All right, so you're looking for some local news.
Turn this town over, find that plot point.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry?
No, I was looking at the name for Val there is 180 pixels underscore random.
Oh,
We're going to call him Mr. Random. First
well,
name 180 pixels.
No,
Yeah.
random is his first name. His last name is Stranger.
Did not correct? I thought I corrected it. Because I accidentally dragged the link over into his name somehow.
But yeah, I want to find like a local reporter and maybe see if I can get the skinny on this whole mess. Find out more about El Presidente.
And Jericho's gonna follow Fosse around because he knows Fosse just really wants to kill somebody.
What are you talking about? I'm a perfectly normal dude.
Jericho knows bad guys.
That's probably true.
Oh, it's actually the 4 o'clock ranch is where he gives you the where he to meet him.
Should have named it 8 o'clock, because then it'd actually be night. Ha 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 ha. I thought that was good fun.
Well, oh, actually, let me back up a little bit. Sorry. When Jericho does that, and kind of does the, will help out. Jacob will kind of stop at his tracks, kind of turn back, and it's like, looking more hopeful. It's like, if it pleases you, Mr. Wallinger, we can pay we can pay approximately $500.
Wow.
Sure.
If we can bring our daughter back, it's $500 if you can bring his daughter back alive.
Yeah, right.
He'll say, it's like, good, great. Please, I understand you're all still, probably resting up, but meet the next guy. He gives you some directions. There's a trading post here, and where we could, if you want, we can meet and then get you settled with any potential supplies. I'll send word to him, and I'm sure he'll give you a great discount. He's a good friend of the family. Thank you, good sir. Thank you. And he gives you kind of the he gives you some directions of the trading post, and then he also tells you that his man will meet you there. It goes by a Mr. Paute. Paste this in. Paute. He'll meet you at the trading post and then lead you to our ranch just outside of town. And then, okay, so back to Fosse and Jericho on the trail of information. So give, let's see, Fosse has research, yes. 12. Okay, so you make it into one of the local. You find and get directions to one of the local papers, and easily enough, you're able to reach there. Any specifics that you're looking for? Hello.
I think his mic is not cooperating.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna assume you're looking.
Disconnected. Connected.
Test, test.
Channel
right
switched.
now, you find out about El Presidente. Oh, there you go. So you find out from after making it, finding the local news office and whatnot, and asking some questions about El Presidente. It is confirmed that El Presidente is one of the local bandit leaders in the area. He's been harassing the local townsfolk, cattle rustling, horse theft, and the latest apparently is kidnapping, which is kind of new. They haven't heard that one before. You do get some information that it is confirmed that the local sheriff did take a posse out into the wilds and the mountains to go hunt him down, but there are so many hidden valleys and whatnot. They came back empty-handed. They also confirmed that the family has been rather desperate to find locals that will help.
Okay, so do they have any idea why they shifted into kidnapping? That seems weird.
That's it's like I don't know.
Does Jericho know if El Presidente hung out with any other guys from the old gang?
Jericho can safely assume that El Presidente had his friends in the gang, and it wouldn't be unlike him to have split off when he thought he wasn't being heard or getting his way. He was kind of one of those had bigger britches than his normal. He thought more highly of himself than most did, so he was always bucking for
The
greater
name doesn't give that
authority.
away at all.
So, and there were those that that did kind of fall under him. So him breaking off, or potentially also knowing the structure of who you used to work for, it could just be that he's one of the minor lieutenants that has been sent to these parts to bleed it dry.
Would he be expecting a couple of guys or a handful?
Probably a handful, more than two, and more than 2 or 3 for sure. And
Right.
Based on what Fosse and what you also hear discussed is, they're not a small group of guys either.
Right. Well, I'd be presuming that he would have padded his numbers, or he wouldn't be much of a threat out here. But It's more of an interest in how many he needs to kill. But the other question was, would Jericho know anything about him that might give him some clues where to find him?
Where to find him, you're not sure. Most, the best you get is he's somewhere in the mountains. Hold on. I'll give you. Actually, you get a kind of map.
I should
of
be
the
more
area.
specific. What I mean is
The kind of places he prefers.
If they get out into the wilds, and I know, he doesn't hide in caves or something, I know at least something. I don't, and that's not a necessity. I'm just asking.
Yeah, back in those days, you guys were willing to hide wherever, so there's nothing that would lead you to go like, hey, he would be. Yeah, if there were a cave that suited his purposes, he'd definitely hide out there. No like fears or anything that would keep him from limit him to do to any particular place.
I guess a better question would be, does he know him to be especially clever?
He was good at, just like most of you guys, you're decent enough at keeping your heads down when you needed to.
So like a Vizzini level clever?
No, not that level. Not
Thinks he's a lot cleverer than
totally
he is, but
not,
he is kind of clever.
Ha ha
No
ha
more.
ha ha!
and then feels over.
No more clever than the rest of them. That's good. That works. Okay, so we know where the. I guess we would want to talk to the posse.
Here, I'll give you guys this map too. This is what you're able to glean. You're able, talking with the newspaper guy. He kind of digs out and finds some local area maps and whatnot.
Nice map,
this is
bro.
the area. This is the area in which they're thought to be. But as you can see, there's so many places. It just became difficult to track them in. He says, I can't recall for sure, but I think there was something about a bonnet being found at some point. But you'll have to ask Mr. Knight about that.
So noted. Did the posse have any Indian trackers?
Not that we know of. The only Indian tracker I know is Mr. Knight's, one of Mr. Knight's men, Mr. Powett.
Right.
I think that's Peyote.
Coyote.
Not that, Jericho can tell us that.
Well, no.
Irk.
But the guy himself knows.
Yeah, well, Fosse speaks Indian at accented, since we genericized the native languages for
Yeah,
this.
that's right.
So he will, if it's an Indian thing, then he will properly pronounce it, although he is accented.
That's him. That's Mr. Knight's man.
Awesome. Well, I guess it's a good thing we've got our own Indian tracker then. Wait, I don't remember. Was Chavez a good tracker or not?
Yes.
That's a pretty cool.
Seems like he
I
was.
believe he was.
Seems like he was in the 14-15 range.
Between he and Willie, you guys would be able. Yeah, he's got a 15.
Oh yeah. Jeez.
And Willie has a 16. So yeah. So between
That's
Willie
embarrassing.
And, well, as you guys would know,
That
about
skinny
Willie,
little girl is a better tracker than our engine.
She spends a lot of time typically alone and hunting and
It's because she's got a crappy personality.
It's because she was raised by wolves.
Or bears.
Wolf bears.
Ooh, yeah.
Wolf bears. she's just stubborn and a loner,
Uh-huh.
and she's a heavy
Bad
drinker and
temper.
impulsive. You know, she actually doesn't have bad temper.
Okay, it was just the player was playing her as a bad temper. Okay, so we got some information on the bandits.
Yeah, if we can get Peyote to tell us where they found the bonnet, that'll give us a
I
slightly better.
also think I'd like to talk to the sheriff, if that's possible. The guy who led the posse. See if he has any insight or if he's a bad guy too.
Okay. Let's see. What? Sarah and Wallinger, and Slate? What actions have you guys taken during this period of time? Sorry, I'm going to put a quick pause on that while you guys are switching scenes.
They got people for this. Us.
True.
They can just sit back and let the justice roll in.
I was totally thinking something like that. It's like, well, Henry and Sarah are the rich folks, so they sit back and go, yeah, go find this information out for us so we can shoot some people.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
So that means that Henry and Sarah have a dinner to themselves now.
Aw, isn't
It's
it
all
cute?
going according to plan. Wait, what? I didn't know.
It's all according to Sarah's plan. She don't realize she's like Palpatine level awesome.
Okay. So Wallinger, Sarah, and Slate are, taking it easy, letting Fosse do his thing.
He is very good at his thing.
All right. So Fosse, as you guys leave the location, you're immediately caught up with by Heather, and she's like, "So, you're leaving me behind to go do all this talking around and stuff. Mind if I join you?" And then she kind of tips her hat at, mind if I join you in the mute here?
Hold on, I was looking for something really quick.
He's not mute. He says "herc."
I think technically he can't do that.
Oh, really?
I do not mind at all.
All right.
You don't mind, do you, Jericho? See, he doesn't mind.
Don't be mean, James. I mean, Jacob.
No, why would I be mean? We're just trying to track down some bandits to shoot them in the face. I mean, for Henry and Slate and Sarah to shoot him in the face.
She kind of cocks an eyebrow and she's like, shooting people in the face, eh? Is that something you're used to doing, Mr. Fosse?
I had an idea.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
Depend on how long we wanted to stay here. But all I have to do is put on a show. And he will come to us.
Quick, tell us this plan.
Oh, wait.
Oh, wait.
Oh, wait. I don't know if we want to wait that long, though. Because it would take some time for that information to filter back to him, I presume.
Oh, wait, yeah, getting him to come to you. Yeah.
You need to put Heather's name on her image
I do.
and share it again, or however that works. I'm going to have to research that for myself.
I think it's just a
I don't
matter
think
of.
I don't think you have to.
Right. So, what was what was the last thing she said?
I think if I just do that.
Is shooting? Ah, there we go. Shooting people common. How the hell do I respond to that? Well, it's a
I would
rough.
never.
No, I'm not going to lie. Cause hell, everybody saw me do it on this freaking cattle drive. We all do what we gotta do.
Like what was it? What was it? What was his name? You killed the one guy in the saddle. Just give him to us.
That's right.
I don't know what you're talking about. He was killed resisting arrest.
Yeah, stray bullets.
Stray bullets from the back. God, I'd forgotten I did that. Good times.
Right.
Well, yeah. Well, this is going to be kind of boring for you. We're just going to go talk to the sheriff. Wait, have we already talked to the reporter, or are we going to the reporter first?
Oh, you've already gone to
Oh,
the
we already
reporter.
Okay, so we're en route to the sheriff.
Oh, the sheriff. A man like you is talking to a sheriff.
Man like me, I'm just a reporter.
And even Jericho notices the kind of like the sly, cockeyed look that she gives you. But yes, like, yeah, you're a reporter. Let's go, Mr. Reporter, man.
I'm also working on a dime novel.
Branching out.
Adapt
Not
or
really
die.
considered a reputable job. You write novels. Ew.
In
So
my
you
spare
like to spin
time.
a tale, Mr. Fosse.
Well,
Adapt
at
or
least he's not an
die.
actor.
Yeah, at least I'm not an actor.
True.
As we look at all of these avatars and images of, actors.
What's reputable now?
Sort of.
All right. So you eventually you reach the sheriff's office.
Right. Introduce myself. Let him know I'm just trying to find out about this whole El Presidente mess.
Yeah, he kind of looks visibly kind of like he kind of does this like slouch, kind of like, yeah, El Presidente. My goodness. Yeah, he's a local. He kind of points to a wanted poster.
Ooh, how much is on it? I can branch out to become a bounty hunter too.
Is it a good likeness?
It looks like it's a decent likeness. You're able to like, yep, that's him. You're certain that's him.
Yeah, this is gonna be awesome. I'll be able to I'm gonna do like Daniel's doing in Traveler. I'm shooting to become the most interesting man in the Old West.
The most interesting.
He needs to be here somewhere. Or is that really just Bill Hickok?
No, I thought I had a better picture. Anywho,
How much is he wanted for?
he is wanted for. Let's see, what's a good number for horse thief and rustler? $500.
I have actually no idea.
Jericho makes the throat cut and question face.
Oh, dead or alive? Yeah, dead or alive.
So we stand to make $1,000.
Yeah,
That's true.
for crimes, for his crimes, 500, and then you guys accepted the job for 500.
Wow.
Oh.
Right. So, is there anything that he can tell us about this the band numbers, tendencies, why they branched out into kidnapping? I mean, really?
Well, he does like no, that is a new one. While we haven't known him to branch out into the kidnapping role, and but we do know for certain that she actually did was taken uh, when we went on the trail to go look for him. We spent like I actually have the how long we were there.
X number of days.
Well, we rode for 3 nights and 2 days and returned with nothing. We did find a bonnet.
We're totally going to find out that this girl is actually running the gang and this is all a fake.
Mm-hmm.
That would actually be pretty damn funny.
Mr. Knight apparently Mr. Knight searched the area on horseback when the girl failed to return home. Mr. Knight summoned us. We quickly assembled a posse of riders. One of my men found Elizabeth's bonnet near one of the rivers, which kind of spurred us on. Again, like I said, 3 nights later and 2 full days searching for clues in the southern rim of the canyon, all the way up into the Narrows. We still ended up having to turn back with nothing but apologies.
All the way up to the Narrows, right? Yeah, I need to have gotten a copy of that map if possible. What's the... Oh, why has Jericho got the Great White Throne circled?
Is it obvious now that you said it?
You know.
I see where you're going with that, but that I never.
Oh, well. Depending on how you took that. I just took that as an obvious place he might want to go, being that he's full of himself.
Oh, I was thinking it sounded like a toilet.
Well, there's that too, now that you mention it.
But that is a pretty good point. Damn it, I need psychology.
Interesting thought. Have a gunslinger based on Miyamoto Musashi.
That's a great idea.
I don't know if I recognize that name.
He's a samurai duelist.
He's the sword guy.
He wrote the Book of the Five Rings.
I see. All right. So.
Hold on, I'm looking something up really quick.
No problem.
The first advice in the Book of the Five Rings is aim for your opponent's eyes.
So I am going to burn up one of my other plot point to turn that into a success.
Okay.
I think I can do that.
Well, Jericho can potentially get you some yes or no help.
Well, I'm just I'm just going over this stuff and, basically trying to figure out the most likely place that this dude would go, predicated upon his apparent personality.
You're not really even under a success. You're still Great White Throne. It seems almost too obvious.
But if
There's
this guy
nothing
is not
really-
as clever as he thinks he is, Well, if
But
nothing else, you can sort of maybe when we start getting Chavez to track it, maybe like that could give him a bonus towards actually following them.
sure, sure, why not? Um, again, it does sound, even the sheriff mentions, they're bandits of the, worst kind, stolen goods from settlers and travelers in the area, cattle rustling and horse theft.
Cattle rustling, huh?
They've killed. There was one incident where they killed a cowboy at a nearby ranch when it was discovered they were stealing food in the dead of night.
So Fosse needs to make the
But
make
again,
the bulletin board with the map.
Oh,
Get all the
Lord.
locations on there and put the red thread on them.
kidnapping does not seem to have been part of their MO.
How long?
It
How far
has
back do
been,
those reports go?
how long ago they, weeks, months.
How long have they had the girl?
The girl has been missing for. That would actually have been a good one to have immediately.
At least 3 days.
Say she's been missing for 4 days in total now.
Right.
Okay, well, if they've been out there for a month, that means they've got some supply line.
And the sheriff, actually, he doesn't hear you say that, so.
Well, if they've been out there for a month, that probably means they have some sort of supply line.
Which, the
Good
sheriff
insight.
will say, which he does say, it's like, while I haven't been able to confirm this, there is some suspicion that he sends some agents into town under false pretenses. But again, it's unknown how much they've also robbed off of various travelers and and the like in the as well. So yeah, they've been here for a while and they haven't seemed to slack up. Actually,
Yep.
hold on. The sheriff does say, "Come to think of it," he snaps his fingers. Someone did say something about a potential connection with some storyteller, some fancy guy that that's been seen in town the last little while. Haven't seen him around in a while myself, but maybe Knight. I think his son mentioned something about it.
All right. Well, it sounds like we need to chat with Knight then. Definitely appreciate it there, Sheriff.
Any nods, lady?
As soon as we're out of earshot, Fosse is totally going to end up looking at Jarek and go, "Wow, he was useless."
Well, he pointed us to the fancy guy, so we didn't have that before.
Right. Well, I guess we need to go back to the what the heck was the name of the place we were hanging out at?
There's something with prickles.
Prickly
Yeah,
pear.
the prickly prack.
All right, it doesn't take you long, and you get back there.
Yeah. So we need to talk to Knigget. pass on to Henry and Sarah what we found out so far.
Where did he say Fancy Guy hung out?
Fancy guy.
He said it's just been in town. He's never seen or met a guy. When they were looking into the case, they hadn't seen anyone of that that matched the description. At least no one that's remained in town.
Yep, gonna lay out what we've sort of figured out. Toss in my dime store psychology stuff.
Well, I suppose $1,000 makes it worthwhile.
I'm wondering if I'm gonna mention the bounty on the dude. Yeah, I'll mention the bounty on
That's a
the
good
dude.
point.
That would be funny. And say, yeah, we should chat with Mr. Knigget.
Well, if it comes down to it afterward, you'd say, well, that bounty was for a live, so I guess you were just too bad.
And split it 3 ways between Fosse, Jericho, and Heather. Because she was standing right there, so... That's right. I'm totally going to say $500 if we bring him back alive. And then one of us is going to shoot him. Because it's always easier to carry a dead guy than a struggling live guy.
This is true. Less risk for return bounty.
Suppose you could always just cut them off at the knees, then they can't run away.
Yeah, but then you start to. Well, I guess I don't know if they had if the law was against.
Yeah,
unnecessary.
then you have the crutch gang.
We cut off one leg when you join the gang.
And that's why Jericho has a technique to attack Crutch on his sheep.
This is true. You jerk. Yeah, so is it just us that are gonna just Fosse and Jericho are gonna go talk tonight, or is everybody going?
Well, he mentioned meeting Peyote in the morning, and he'll lead you to the ranch, the 4 o'clock ranch.
In the morning? Wow, he doesn't seem all that worried about his kid.
Well,
I
there's
mean,
not much that
if it's
you're
my
gonna be able to
kid.
do in the evening.
If it's my kid, I'd want these people out in the dark.
Depends on how creative you are. Well,
But
they
he
did
also
the...
give you time to supply up if necessary with a discount. So once you reach the ranch, he's kind of the expectation is that once you reach the ranch, you're ready to go, kind of thing.
I suppose we could just head out that way and get an early start. Somebody around here knows where that ranch is.
Well, if he said, come in the morning, then we should probably go in the morning. Stands to reason.
Tempted to do my show anyway, just to see.
What are you doing with your show? You need to get into a fight with your whips. That dude over there looks like he's looking at you funny. You should go beat him up. Totally pointing towards Slate.
He looks over his shoulder. Is like, I don't see anyone.
No, I just have this knowing how Daniel's dice works is like he's gonna wrap around Slate's arm and Slate's gonna punch him once and break Jericho.
It's one of the reasons why Jericho has hard to kill.
Because people keep getting punched.
Just in case. The dice don't like me.
Right.
That's one way to keep yourself alive for sure.
So I guess that's all this. I don't know what time of day it is. If it's getting late, then
It was getting sundown when he arrived. So you guys were just finishing up, I guess, supper.
we should
Alright, so-
probably make plans for heading out to that ranch tomorrow and or whatever and tracking this stuff down.
All right. You guys kind of head to the trade post. Is there any equipment or anything else that you guys feel like you need to buy or otherwise? Or do you guys want to pre-spend what I could call a plot point now for gear that you may have forgotten to pick up later?
I think I am going to go ahead and claim one of those Winchesters we got.
Winchesters. What? The pistol?
Should be a rifle.
No, we got the Winchester 1873s.
Yeah, that's the
from
pistols.
No, those aren't.
No, they're rifles.
Oh, I'm looking on the wrong thing. Derp. I was thinking that's in the number 3.
I think there
Which
were.
means I'm gonna need some ammo for that. And what is the capacity?
For
Let's
the
see.
1873?
Yeah, 15.
15
and we got
plus
20
1.
rounds spare.
Oh, nice.
Okay, I
Yeah.
think I am gonna see if I can pick up a box of 4440 if we got some in town.
All right, easily done. If you buy it from the traders, he'll give you a 10%
Right.
discount.
Okay, do I have cash?
You should demand payment for. Man, he's treating you like a slave.
I don't know. I've been working for a while now, and
He
I
hasn't
don't have
paid
any
you.
actual pay for that. So we'll just presume I've got enough to cover a box of 4440.
See, this is gonna work out
Well,
when
Or you
we
just
get
have to
Sarah
have
and
the
Henry married.
$142 Looks like you have $142 on hand right now.
Do I?
When we get Henry and
Henry
Sarah
pops
married,
out of
everybody's
nowhere.
gonna side with her against him.
Henry pops out of nowhere. Make sure to get a receipt and file an expense report.
Right. I remember us getting some. Money, but I don't remember where it came from.
Yeah, I know there's been money distributed over some previous games, but if you have cash on your sheet, you can just say that was what you had cash in your pocket when you guys left. I mean, you're not going to be carrying the majority of your funds around. Now, Henry and Sarah probably have some disposable income on them for various things like the tolls and such like that. But you also do have some, I think we called it some cash and some mixture of cash and gold from the Indians when you sold some of your herd.
Right.
So yeah, Sarah has, it looks like Wallinger has approximately $6,000 in various funding methods, and sorry, Ponte or Wallinger has about $6,000, and Sarah has another $9,000 in cash, gold, whatever you want to call it.
Right. Who were we talking to about the bonnet? Was that the potty dude?
No, that was the sheriff had mentioned the bonnet being found when they went into the valley. They found it along the river, which
Did
kind of
they
spurred
give
them
us?
on further. But
Did they
not
give us a
confirmed.
rough idea where that was?
Sure. I'm gonna close them. I didn't. They found it along this stretch of river here, right around approximately there. See that there very well. Say somewhere around there. But if there's any other equipment that you wish to purchase, now would be the time. Or, like I said, you can go ahead and burn a plot point for a version of, like, is it serendipity? What is it when you can
Gizmo.
just pull something out? Is it or Gizmo,
Gizmo.
or whatever it is that you can just pull something out and say, hey, I bought this when we were back there.
Yeah, that's Gizmo. Serendipity would be, oh, look at that! I found a bunch of money just laying there.
Right there.
Well, I think serendipity counts for that as well.
So basically a free use of, burn a plot point now and you get a free use of serendipity. You'll have to spend the money, but you don't have to spend it now. You'll spend it when you decide what it is that you've remembered to buy. If that makes sense. Or you can use it later, I guess. I think I'd allow that as a plot point expenditure. Kind of a, you don't get it for free, but you can say that you bought it when you were back somewhere else, kind of thing.
Hey, you can get rid of that. One of those Winchesters off the party sheet.
All right. What? Oh, there was 20 rounds of ammo for those rifles already, by the way.
Right. I just wanted to get some more because that wasn't even
Okay.
a full reload.
Yeah, it is.
Well, 15 rounds. One full reload for sure. All right,
Yeah.
so you guys meet Pote and the
That's
I would have
next
thought
morning.
the next morning. So you meet him. He, it's like greets you guys at the trader and the
Traitor!
not that kind of trader. Trader, not traitor. And
trader dealing traders.
he does point, he does announce you guys as the people Mr. Knight hired, so you guys are able to get your discounts and the like. And he says, whenever you're ready, I'll take you to Mr. Knight's ranch.
So, who is Henry and Sarah? Who are Henry and Sarah leaving in charge of the herd and stuff?
The most
Oh, it's
senior.
yeah, it's a one of the ranch hands that we picked up. His name is let me check. Red Skirta?
Oh, no, you have Red. Red is actually part of the group.
Yeah.
She hasn't met Red yet, has she?
Red came with us.
It's gonna be
Everybody forgot he was there,
Fisir.
though.
Yeah, I forgot he was there.
I don't know if you've.
Hello, I don't know if we've met before. We've been traveling for over a week.
I've been working for you for 10 years.
I've been friends with you guys forever.
You were there at my wedding.
Sure thing, guy.
It's Scarret. It's Red Scarret.
Here we go.
So there's your image for him.
I'm just kidding. It's just whoever's most senior of the NPCs.
Well, actually, it would make sense if you put Red in charge. He being the designated lawman of the group.
Oh, right. I
kind of
forgot about that.
He's kind of there to make sure you keep the peace, which he hasn't been doing much other than acting as a drover for you, an extra drover for you guys.
So what's his name? He's gonna say, "What, you put him in charge?"
That's right. Silas does. Silas, between Silas and Hutch are your, let's see, remember. Let's see. Yes, Hutch was a Wallinger man, and Ferris is probably your most senior person for on the Ponty side. So Hutch and Silas kind of have been around about the same duration, but so picking whoever for Wallinger, it's kind of on you.
Yeah, they can rock paper scissors for it.
And then Ferris is your one of your trusted agents under the Ponty Ranch.
All right. Well, I'm ready to go to the ranch. We're going to get to the ranch and it's going to be burning.
That would put a damper on things.
No, that means we have to go for blood-soaked revenge. That's always fun.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Again, right until we discover that it's the girl that's irresponsible for this.
Oh, yeah.
You need to make that happen, Mark.
The girl needs to be responsible for everything.
Yeah, use the chick from the reboot of True Grit.
Oh, I could actually find that image. I actually have found that image before. All right, so you're led kind of down through town and then outside of town, and as you approach a kind of a modest but expansive ranch, you see a young hand sitting on the wood rail. Kind of jumps to his feet and like kind of nods to.
Sorry, the ranch is on fire.
But he's like, "Wait here, please. I'll go fetch Mr. Knight," and he says and runs on off.
Gonna be covered in soot.
And after a little bit, the kid runs off and comes back, and then Jacob comes wandering back and
Good name.
kind of waves you forward. And greets you guys cheerfully. It's like, "Oh, I'm so glad you came. Thank you again, Mr. Wallinger, for taking this upon you. Again, it's so we've been praying and praying and praying to make sure that that someone would come along and help. And well, here you are. Believe what you may, but we think you're sent by God to help us out. And he leads you kind of quickly down a kind of dirt road and past some whitewashed past a I can't say that out loud. Whitewashed bunkhouse amid some flowers. As you round the bend of the bunkhouse, you see kind of a group of horses tethered to the outer rails of a corral. Further beyond that, you catch the front porch of the main house draws your attention. You see Miss Knight. You see Miss Knight with a younger woman under the porch roof, pouring drinks from a large metal pitcher. And Mr. Knight kind of tells you, grab yourselves a mug full, fellers, and gather around. And he starts to hand out the drinks to you guys, as does the young woman helping you out.
What is it?
It is.
Squeezins.
It's just squeezins, right? No, it's just water. Actually, no, it's milk. It's fresh, with cool milk. One of the other things you
hopefully
notice.
not too fresh.
You also notice along one of the other buildings, along the main house, on the edge of what looks like a vegetable garden and some cotton, there's a few other younger women doing chores and caring for infants and watching over some smaller children at play.
Man, this place is a crap load of people.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's spiced fruit juice. I'm sorry, it's not milk. It's a spiced fruit juice.
This could be
And
important
they
later.
they do actually hand you're handed it, Fosse, and they kind of insistently handed it to you.
Well,
So,
he only really drinks coffee, so he's not going to really drink any of it. He may make the motions, but he's not actually going to drink any of it.
He introduces you to one of the young man. It's like, I see you've met Paute, my guide. This young gentleman here is a red shirt, who just happens to be wearing a red shirt under his buckskin jacket.
Yep, he dies first.
And he kind of asks the remainder of everyone's names. Like, I haven't gotten a chance to meet you, ma'am. And sir, looking at Slate, can so that it's just kind of a polite passing around of names.
Sarah will introduce herself politely.
Hello.
I'd give you my name, but you just get it dirty.
The young woman, after you guys do get your drinks, does go inside, but Miss Knight does remain.
Awesome.
So, just to make sure, it's like I'm hoping that our deal is still good. $500 for the return of my daughter alive. Is this correct, Mr. Wallinger?
Yes.
He does give you kind of a quick description of his daughter. She's blonde, green-eyed, she's 14. And about 4 afternoons ago, she went missing. Like I mentioned to Mr. Fosse and you before, and he reiterates this for Sarah's and Slate's hearing, and you just happen to have Chavez along with you too, by now. But he
Well,
kind
it's
of
not out of
fills
the
you guys all
question.
in.
Not
Is
out of
there
the question. He could. I was going to say it's not out of the question. He could have a actual photograph.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Said it's not out of the question. He could have an actual photograph.
I just don't have an image right away. Actually, you
Well,
know what?
doesn't
I'll use
matter.
that. Actually, you know what? I'll use that same image that do have an image. We'll use that.
Doesn't matter
image.
if the players know what she looks like. Unless it does.
Unless it does.
Dun dun dun.
There we go. Totally ripping that off from Rigel.
Oh,
Based on
right.
his
Yeah.
recommendation.
Good enough.
Right. The True Grit girl.
All right. So, is there any additional questions I can answer for you, fine folk?
Wallinger looks at the picture and has a little twitch.
Oh yeah, I forgot that's where that's from.
You know, I still haven't seen that.
You should. Good movie. Have they had any dealings with this gang in the past? Because I can't see why they would suddenly branch out into kidnapping.
Again, we're absolutely unsure of why that would even be. Again, it's something new. No one's heard of El Presidente going that far.
Did he ever do that in the past?
Not that you're aware of, no. He didn't mind murdering people, but you don't ever recall anything regarding kidnapping. Easier to kill somebody than try and walk off with them. Besides, it draws way too much attention.
So, based on the map and where the bonnet was located at, where are we? Wow, so that's really far away. Where does their land end?
It ends like right in that area, like so.
So maybe where that outline, that escarpment outline sort of ends.
Yeah, exactly.
Do they have any idea why the girl would be screwing around that far away?
We don't know for certain. Around noon, the day she disappeared, she was seen in town listening to some well-dressed man with mutton chops who was telling something, apparently some story about Zion County, Canyon. And then later, that same day, we got it was found out that several ranchers reported sighting some of the bandits along the river, all wearing yellow bandanas. And the sheriff and his men, when they went up the river, they found Elizabeth's bonnet near that river. I'm sure if those bandits were seen going up that river around the same time, they had to have her with them.
Right, so it's entirely possible this is completely unrelated. Not gonna mention that to him, but I honestly can't think of anything that we need to ask them. Apart from what do they know about the mutton chop guy?
I'm not entirely sure who he was, but it was said he was in town talking a big tale about Zion County.
Zion County.
Right,
Where the hell is Zion
or,
County?
I'm sorry, Zion. Talking about Zion. It's the canyon. Sorry,
Okay.
not county, canyon.
Well, it's an unidentified map/image.
How about now?
Now it's a mountain pass.
Does it show the green? Zion County?
Nope.
Canyon?
It's all good. Yeah.
There. I mean, my daughter is a rather trusting girl with flights of fancy.
Yeah, I can't think of anything we want to ask him. Does anybody get any suggestions?
No?
I do not.
I just need to know one thing.
Where they are. No, that would have worked better if Chavez said that.
True.
Yeah, okay, well, we should go hunt some bandits.
All right. So, into the canyon. Well, now here's kind of my thoughts is with Chavez being out right now. Do you guys want to kind of wrap a little early, and then that way we can pick up with?
Is it early? Really? Oh yeah, I guess
well,
it is till 9. Yeah, sorry.
And normally we do, play it till about 9.
And
And
that's
then we can pick
fine
up
with me. Up to you.
With,
I'd go either way.
I don't want to. My
'Cause-
biggest concern is getting too far along and then out without Chavez and whatnot.
Well, if you just need him to be there for the end result, then that's a separate matter. But we do have Jericho can track at a 14 himself, so
Sure.
having the skill is not an issue.
All right. So,
But yeah, if we need him to be here, then, or if it
Well,
would be better if he were here, then we may as well.
I can stretch a little bit here. Now Knight does say once once you guys once you're done questioning him, he does and and if you do get lost, my man Paute, Red Shirt, and my son here, indicating the youth that you guys saw that met you at the gate, Daniel, he'll join you as well.
Awesome. So not only is it going to be a seek and destroy mission, it's also going to be a bodyguard mission.
Yeah.
That's going to be
thinking,
awesome. We're going to come back with both of his kids, but they're gonna be dead. And go, "Oop, sorry. Guess you can keep your $500."
Oh man.
Because he's gonna get to witness somebody being cut up with a knife into little tiny chunks.
People are gonna get blasted in the face, cut up, whipped and strangled. It's gonna be all the above.
Because Jericho has no intentions of bringing him back in one piece.
That's fine. He only wants the daughter. He doesn't. He's like, he doesn't seem to care much about the fate of El Presidente.
That makes two of us.
He might care about the bad dreams his son's gonna have later.
Why don't we tell him to cowboy the heck up?
All right. So you will have 3 NPCs joining you on this quest. We'll have Paute, Red Shirt, and Daniel Knight.
I really wish they could be added to the PCs at the top.
I
don't think
can.
there's not a way to do it unless you were to like log in as a separate person and then play them that way.
Oh yeah, I guess there is that way.
Or we could control them. Then they'd be up there.
Well, you could do that too, but then everybody'd have to control them.
I mean, I could kind of throw stuff together, and it's not a big deal.
No, that's one of those things I was trying to figure out while I was GMing was how to get them up there so everybody remembers they're in the party.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. I think I can get them.
It's the doom of NPCs in the party that they always get forgotten about. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can always put them in the combat tracker so that it stops on their turns, too. So. All right. Well, we'll wrap it here for the evening. I'm sorry it's a little early, but I'm going to bank on my availability for next weekend.
Groovy.
Cool.
And as you
Very
guys
well.
as you guys will note,
You ain't got
peeking
crap.
behind the curtain. Peeking behind the curtain, I was able to find more stuff too to break up the cattle drive.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I don't
Alright.
remember how the Aces and Eights thing worked, but I just remember that it was a whole separate mini game, and I was interested in maybe using that at some point in the future, but I never really had the opportunity.
Yeah, I don't have any of the. Now, I won't say that I haven't used Aces and Eights stuff, but I don't have any like the rule books or anything like that for Aces and Eights. I mean, a lot. There's definitely some material that I've ripped out from Aces and Eights libraries, and you guys have silently borne witness to them.
Yeah, something else to think about is there's almost every one of those at least well-known cities like that. They almost always have one of the historical maps available, especially
Yeah.
in this area. I know I've had one for Denver there.
True. I have. Well, yeah, I've looked around for a few of them,
and really this was kind of like, where do I want to post this particular kickoff or this side quest kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it could have been anywhere really.
No, we did at least one run of, actually maybe 2 runs of Deadlands where we were based out of Santa Fe. And
Something
we
like
had the
that.
actual map of Santa Fe.
Right, that was so irritating. Enjoyed that game.
I'm sorry, say that again? Got interrupted by one of my chillins.
Nah, no worries.
Okay.
Alright, I guess I'm free to stop the stream.
All
Goodbye,
right.
stream.
Goodbye, stream.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.